What's up? It's your boy K, and I'm back with an all-new 2K tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be focusing on the training aspect of your team. I picked the San Antonio Spurs. They're one of the youngest teams in the NBA. I believe they have the average age as being the youngest of all the NBA teams. So we'll go ahead and first take a look at what we're dealing with here. Obviously, we have Chris Paul. It's pretty older. But all the rest look pretty young. You got Harrison Barnes as an older person. That's about it. But a lot of young, promising prospects coming up. Excited for Branham. Castle, obviously, he's going to be a dog growing up. Small forward, I mean, you got Sissoko, I think's his name. He's only 20 years old. Ingram, which I guess he's the same as Sochan here. And then Victor Wembanyama, obviously. So in this tutorial, what I plan to do, I'm not going to play any games. I'm just going to simulate it um, after we handle all of the training stuff that we're going to get into in this video. And we're going to see where the attributes lie at the end of the season. So to start off here, we're going to go to player mentorship. Now, I'm going to go ahead before I do anything and dismiss all of the current mentors that people may have. Even though some of them I might keep. I mean, I wouldn't keep Devin Vassell as being mentored by Chris Paul. But it looks like, oh, here we go. One more. Look at that. Like Trey Jones being mentored by Zach Collins. That makes no sense. And look at his badges. I mean, first off, why does he need to have a hook specialist? He's a point guard. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and dismiss all of them. I think that's all of them right there. And so, as I just looked at, I mean, I know Castle right here, 19-year-old point guard. Obviously, he should be getting mentored by Chris Paul. And although the bronze badge, as you can see, he would finally get it full around, right before March area or during March area. That's just bronze. Silver, it'll be up, looks like right after November, maybe December time frame. Gold, it's just a little bit of a bump, a little bit faster progress towards that gold, or towards getting that badge. But I typically always try to go for the gold badges first. They're always going to be faster. And it looks like there's 3 already. They're the only 3 gold that Chris Paul has. So I'm going to equip those ones. And then I'm going to press in the options button or start button if you're an OG gamer like me to set the mentor into place. So that's him. Victor Wembanyama, I don't think Zach Collins can give him much. So as you can see here, like that's a silver. This is a gold, and I still don't even think Victor Wembanyama would get a badge upgrade. At this rate, during this season, he wouldn't get the badge, but if he stayed as a mentor through next season, he could possibly finally get that badge. But the way Victor Wembanyama's potential is set up, he can probably develop badges on his own without the need of Zach Collins mentoring him. So I'm going to leave that alone for now. Let's try to find another young guy. So like Malachi, he's pretty young. Let's see if there's anybody that can give him any type of badges. Looks like Harrison Barnes could, but Harrison Barnes is a small forward, and well, I mean, Malachi definitely has more potential than who is it? Sissoko, I think his name was. Him getting mentored by Harrison Barnes, even a Bronzewood would get developed this season just because they're the same position and Sissoko is younger. So I'll probably try to just reserve that for him. You also got Sochan here. Let's see if Harrison Barnes give him much. Not really. You could give him silvers by the end of the season. Looks like the gold one wouldn't go up much since Sochan already has a silver there. And I think that's pretty much it for the young guys. So out of all the options I saw there, I'm thinking Malachi Branham should be mentored. There's not really any other older guys that could get into mentoring. Maybe Zach Collins. Was there another center? You got Charles Bassey. Let's see if Charles Bassey is impacted at all by Zach Collins. Yeah, not really. So we'll just do Malachi Branham getting mentored by Harrison Barnes. Or no, I want to go Sissoko because Malachi is going to be good anyways. He may not get the badges. He already has, it looks like 5. He has 4 bronze, 1 silver. But Sissoko is somebody who may get cut next year, and if we can give him an edge up with Harrison Barnes giving him badges, maybe he's someone who can actually step in and fill in a role after Harrison Barnes is gone, since he's 32 years old. So automatically we're going to give him the gold one. We'll give him the bailout, and we'll give him the set shot specialist. Go ahead and equip that. And even though it's kind of pointless, he's not going to get any badges this year. Victor Wembanyama being 20 years old, being mentored by Zach Collins. I think, at least we can start the progression towards that way. And if Zach Collins is still around next year, maybe you could get to the point. Like with this right here, him having no bronze for physical finisher and Zach Collins having a silver, this may take 2 years, but if you stay under the same mentorship, he could eventually get that badge. So we'll do that one, and the rest are kind of pointless. This would probably take like 3 years for him to eventually get a brick wall. But we'll do post up poet. That's just because, there's no one else to mentor Victor in the first place. So what have you had to lose? So we have our mentorships set up. Now we're going to go to individual training. Now, the load management, which I've learned just in this last year, I'm someone who's willing to admit they were wrong. Load management is something that you want to do when someone's coming back off of an injury, or maybe they're an older player who has a lower durability. You would want to make that load management up a little bit. So I'm not going to do it for anyone on this team. They're all mostly young. You have Chris Paul here. He probably could do a little load management. We'll make it medium. And that just means he's not going to be killing himself at the practices. So I would assume, which we'll get into here in a second, but whenever you're setting up your practice schedule, if his load management is at a medium, if you have a harder practice scheduled, everyone else will be going very hard, where Chris Paul will just be going medium. If you have a medium practice scheduled, then everyone else will be going medium. Chris Paul would be going low. And if it's a low practice, same trend occurs. Chris Paul probably wouldn't be practicing if it was in realistic terms. But he's the only one I'm going to set to a medium load management just because of his age. Other than that, we'll go ahead and get into the focus. So Harrison Barnes is another older guy. I'm still going to keep his load management low, but his focus, his skill training focus, doesn't matter as much because he's not going to be developing as much. He's past his prime. He is now on the downward spiral. But we'll go ahead and make him a two-way. Charles Bassey rebounding, I like it. Malachi Branham offensive, I like it. Stephon Castle. Now, if he's playing point guard, I don't want him just being a defensive player. And also keep in mind, you can go to any position that you would like. So, Stephon Castle, someone who's 6'7", he's 19 years old. You have Chris Paul already at point guard. So, Castle theoretically will be coming off the bench. If Castle's someone that you can see push into the 2 spot or maybe even the 3 spot in the future, then I would suggest going to a shooting guard or small forward for your training. And I could see myself doing that and drafting a guard next year in the draft, or maybe even picking up someone out of free agency and making Stephon Castle a wing player. So I'm going to go shooting guard here. He was at defensive. As you can see, the compatibility is what he's already good at and that he could get a lot better in. So, I mean, obviously, if you go down to center and you're trying to make him an offensive threat at the center position, it's only going to be high compatibility. So he won't be making as many gains in that role. But here, obviously, he's a young 19-year-old player with a lot of promise, a lot of upside. So everything pretty much is compatible with him. I think I'm going to make him an offensive threat. He already has a solid defensive attributes, and so I want him to be able to contribute scoring wise. Julian Champagne, we're going to make him an outside scorer. He's a small forward, so we'll stick to that. I want him being able to shoot the threes. Sissoko, they have him as athletic. See what he's compatible with. He's compatible with everything just because he's a young player. I want to make him a two-way, which is, focusing on his defense and mostly three-point shooting. I think it even says it at the bottom, maybe. No, it doesn't say it at the bottom. But yeah, we'll make him a two-way. Zach Collins, let's get him focused on inside scoring. David Duke, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even know who that is, but we'll keep him at offensive. I'm sure he's not going to be playing. He's a two-way player. Harrison Ingram's another young player at the power forward position. Instead of him being athletic, I would rather him work on his defense. Step number one whenever you're playing in the NBA is you have to be able to guard your position, otherwise people are going to expose you. And so with him coming from low attributes, I want defense to be the first thing that thrives in his area. Keldon Johnson, somewhat of a middle-aged small forward. I kind of do like him at offensive. We'll keep him at offensive. Trey Jones, playmaking. Yes, he's a point guard. He's probably going to be the next point guard up, to be honest. That's why we would move Castle over to shooting guard. This dude, try to say his last name 5 times fast. If he's at power forward, I kind of want him to work on his athleticism because he's slow. He's more of a center playing at power forward, but if he can get faster and be able to, keep up with a lot of those power forwards, he could potentially be guarding starting positions. I don't know who this dude is. I'll leave him at outside scoring. He's a small forward. Chris Paul, obviously playmaking, and we're not going to worry about him anyways. He's not going to be getting any better. He's going to be getting worse. Sochan at playmaking, I don't necessarily like. If he's a power forward, I know one of his struggles is outside scoring. He's not the best three-point shooter, so we're going to focus on that. Devin Vassell, they have it at outside scoring. He's very good defensively, and I want to keep that trend. I want him to be a two-way. So we'll do that. Victor Wembanyama, he's going to be the star of our team. I don't want him just being a defensive juggernaut. I want him all around. I want him to get better at everything. He has a high potential, so everything should be a rising. And then Blake Wesley, I believe, yeah, he's a shooting guard. We'll focus on his playmaking ability because he's kind of smaller, and I think he already is decent at defense. So, or maybe he's not decent at defense, but I like him at playmaking. Maybe we can move him to a point guard eventually. So we set up the focus for all the trainings. Now let's get into what that really means and how to implement it. This is one of the more important parts that I've found of training your players, the training schedule. So this is the very beginning of the season. Now, as you can see here, it goes from 10/22 all the way to 11/11. This is not the entire season. You have to go in whenever I try to get on a trend of the first of the month or second of the month, whenever it is, just at the beginning of the month, going through and looking at the training schedule. As you can see, you have looks 9, 18, 21 days worth that you can schedule for in advance. So you have to keep on track with this. Starting off the season, everything that you will see, every game will have shoot around in the morning, and I always leave that. I mean, it's a game day. Obviously, you can't really do well, I guess it lets you do things in the afternoon, but you're going to have a game, and if people get injured, they're going to get wore down and tired from the game. You don't want to schedule any sessions in the afternoon, and the shooting round is a low intensity, low fatigue, low injury risk. As you can see, it kind of just gets them loosened up and makes sure that they're not starting off the game cold. So I leave shoot around for every game. Other than that, just kind of pay attention to the schedule. I go about it how I would go about it as an actual coach. So early in the season, I'm changing the morning session. I would like the morning session to be heavy conditioning starting off the season, try to get people in shape. I take off the afternoon session because you don't want 3 sessions a day. That'll just continue to add to the wear and tear. And then in the evening here, I always do an evening one, and I'll make that a medium individual. Now, when you click individual, that's what we just set up for each player, their individual training. So that means Victor Wembanyama is going to be working on all around. Wesley's going to be working on playmaking. Castle's going to be working on his two-way or offense, I think I selected for him. That's what individual is. The H, the L, and the M stands for low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity. The more intense your things are, the more fatigue that they're going to, unless it's conditioning. Supposedly that should be building fatigue. But it says it down there, as you can see in the bottom, left, it says conditioning high. That's high conditioning, conditioning, or conditioning training improves player stamina and to a lesser degree other physical attributes. So it can improve their, speed, their quickness. But the training details, the intensity is very high, the fatigue will be high from it, and the injury risk will be high. So you have to counterbalance if you're doing heavier or even medium training sessions with what I'm about to pop up right here. So for the morning session, we'll do strength heavy. We'll take away the afternoon session, but then in the evening, I'm going to go down here to body work. Now, as you can read right there, body work is a physical therapy session designed to counteract the rigors of the season and alleviate fatigue and soreness. This gives you the healing from those training sessions. I implement body work as often as I can when it makes sense. Typically, I do it in the mornings, but since this is the beginning of the season, we're coming off back-to-back days where we're not doing anything, I'm going to do it as the last thing so that they are fresh for the next game. But after our first game, I'm going to go to the morning sessions, always going to be body work, no afternoon session, and then the evening, just starting off here, I still want to focus on conditioning and upping their stamina, but we're just going to go light here because we have another game right around the corner. Then same here, body work, and then this one probably not conditioning. We'll go to team system. Now, as you can see in the bottom left, it says low intensity systems training. Players will develop their mastery of the coach's system and to a lesser degree a broad range of attributes. Now, what does that mean? We're going to get out of this screen real quick. We're going to go to coaching, and then we're going to go to system proficiency. Right now, Greg Popovich runs a defensive system. So the defensive system puts importance on making every possession tough and creating fast break opportunities with high pressure. If they are training a defensive system at your practices, that means that they're more than likely focusing on defensive attributes. So back to our training schedule, we got team system low. Then we have another game. We're going to go here, we're going to do body work to counteract the fatigue of the game itself. And we're coming up on a back-to-back right here. We're going to face OKC and then face the Jazz on the very next day. So typically when I have back-to-back days like that and it gets to the evening, that's when I do study film. So study film is basically another rest day, but it allows them to work on their mental attributes basically. That's when it comes to offensive consistency, defensive consistency, passing vision, things like that. And so you won't be building up any fatigue on that day. You're going to have body work, which should be counteracting the fatigue, and you should be fresh and ready to go for the back-to-back. And then I always, after back-to-backs, have no sessions, same as how it's scheduled here. You want to give them a full day of rest. Don't put anything on them. If you wanted them to, the most I would do is like a body work right here, but I'm not going to do that. I give them the day off. And then you have Saturday coming up. Sunday, we're going to get back to work. We're going to start off with the body work. No afternoon session, and then in the evening we've already done team system and individual for a stretch. Here we'll do scrimmage at a low pace. So scrimmage, this is more of a walkthrough. I think, see what it would look like heavy. So high intensity, player developed system mastery in a broad range of skills and abilities. This is just playing with each other. As you can see in the training effects, it's high IQ, high fitness, high skills, works on the system a little bit, definitely works on chemistry. It's one of the better things for building chemistry, and consistency. But that's heavy. And as you can see, if you go to low, it just says it's basically a walkthrough. Players develop system mastery and a broad range of skills and abilities. It's the same thing, but the training effects, as you can see, are lower stars. So lower IQ, or it's still major on the IQ and the skills, but it's just you're not getting as much. And I'm only doing this because we have another game right around the bend, so you don't want to have, a higher injury risk or a higher fatigue risk, but you're still going to be developing them a little bit more. So same thing here. We're going to do body work, but then this one we're going to get back to the individual training. And my thought process behind this, this is 11-5. We start the season on 10-22. That's roughly 2 weeks into the season already. They should kind of be getting towards their peak fitness. And so I'll start ramping up from the low training sessions to the medium training sessions. And so, like I said before, you could see it's low here, low here, low here. Everything's pretty much low besides the beginning of the season. And then we're going to start ramping up and everything will be medium. Oh, but I didn't even notice we do have a back-to-back coming up here, so I'm actually going to change that. We'll do a team bonding. That'll work on the chemistry aspect of our team. Now, as the season goes along and you do acquire injuries, if you're someone who plays with injuries, I like my experience to be realistic as possible. One thing you can do, as you see in this tab, is injury rehab. So what that means is anybody who is injured, it'll help with their recovery process, try to get them back sooner. But we're gonna stick to team bonding there. And then obviously shoot-around's just warming up basically. So that's the other thing that we haven't discussed. We're going to give them Friday off. Like I said, it's back-to-back. And then right here, we'll pick it right back up where we left off. So we'll do body work in the morning and then individual medium in the afternoon. And so that's all we can schedule for now. Like I said, it's 21 days that you get to schedule at a time. And that's everything as far as the training is concerned. You can keep track of your team development and all the attributes. You can keep track of the players' individual development as they go along. But we're going to go ahead and start simming here. So let's see, the training schedule ended on what day? 11/11. So let's go ahead and sim forward to 11/11. So we're losing early. We get a trade offer. I'm not interested. I don't think I'm going to participate in any trades. Jeez, this team's losing a lot. So now we're at November 12th. Let's go back to the training schedule and get back to it. So that one's already good. This is the date we are on. So right here, let's get back into it. I mean, you can also go to your individual training screen and see where their fitness levels lie. They're all doing decent so far. Obviously, the more you play in games, the better your fitness is going to be, and it'll tell you who's at injury risk as well. So everyone's medium. Medium's pretty average. Chris Paul is at a high injury risk, so we're going to give him a little bit of a high load management. I mean, the older you are, typically the more likely you are to succumb to injury. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But you can see at where the fitness level are. All of our starters are at peak fitness. A lot of the bench players, I mean, like Trey Jones here, 43%. He'll get there as we go along. But conditioning's not something that I necessarily see as a need for this team as of right now, even though we're losing. I'd make them run anyways. So let's get back to the training schedule. We're going to continue and work off the fatigue, body work every morning, but this one we'll get back into team system medium. Same. This is right before a back-to-back, so we'll go body work and then we'll study some film. Now here you have 2 training sessions back to back, but it is a Sunday and it's after a back to back, so we are still going to stick to no training session there. And then here we'll do an individual light in the morning, and then we'll do probably scrimmage medium in the afternoon. Like, I always like to mix it up between the individual, the scrimmage, and the team system. It's good to work on all of those things. So we'll stick with the trend here. Team system, medium. And then here's another one. We have 2 days in a row of training, but it's not after a back-to-back. So with that first day, now it's a Sunday. Maybe you give them the day off if that's you, but I'm not like that. So we're going to go heavy on the first day, thinking heavy team system, and then heavy scrimmage. And then on the second day, I'm going to go individual medium, and then body work in the afternoon to try to work off all those practices. And then we have, actually we have a back-to-back right after that. So maybe we'll stick to the trend here, body work in the morning, and then, we'll give them the afternoon off on Monday. So you got a back-to-back here, and then you have 3 consecutive days. We'll give them the first day off. We'll go back to individual heavy, and then we'll do strength heavy. Try to build up some strength. And then I'm not sure what's coming right around the bend after Saturday, but we'll do a scrimmage medium, and then team system medium. All right. So what was that to? 11:30. So let's go ahead and simulate up to 11:30. Nimhard and Isaiah Jackson, not bad, but we're gonna stick to no trades just for the purposes of this video. So our team chemistry. Oh, why is it still simming? Oh, I accidentally clicked sim all the season, didn't I? Anyways, we only lost out on, looks like, 3 days worth, which would be 1 training session worth. But we're on December 4th now. Chemistry is looking good. Our record's 8-13, which is not great, but it's not horrible. Power rankings out of 23. Maybe we can get a good idea of the progression we're making. So it looks like everyone's getting better as the season's going along. All the attributes are up 1. Now this is just for in season. This doesn't mean it's permanent towards their attributes. You click triangle, you can go through and see what specifically is getting better. So let's get back to the training session, or the training schedules. So this is where we are right here. We're right before a back-to-back. We're gonna go body work here. And you can see the team overview over there. Team fatigue's at a 48%. Team fitness is at a 92%. We have no injured players, so that's good. We'll just continue with the trends here. This is right before a back-to-back, so we'll do study film. Not give him anything crazy. And then we'll give him Saturday off. And when it comes to Monday, we have 3-day stretch here of no work, so we're going to hit that pretty heavy. We'll go individual heavy, and then the afternoon scrimmage heavy. Tuesday, let's go individual medium, and then team system medium. And then right before we get back to it, we'll go body work in the morning. And then we'll do something light in the afternoon. I'll do shoot around in the afternoon. Then we have 2 more days right after. We'll give him this Friday off, just because I'm such a generous coach. But then Saturday, let's go to the body work, and we'll do a individual medium session. And then coming up, we have another 3-day stretch here. So we'll go strength heavy in the morning. And we'll do individual medium afternoon. Let's hit conditioning heavy morning. We'll do team system medium afternoon. And then back to the trend body work. And we'll study some film. And then I don't know what's right around the bend, but we'll get back to body work again. And we'll do a low intensity scrimmage on this Friday. So 12/21 is the next date we will simulate to. Simulate through date. Harrison Ingram cannot remain called up to the NBA. Send him down to the G League. Same for him. Same for him. And we'll just have the computer adjust the rotation. I'm not trying to get into all that. So we have an injury. Jeremy Sochan. Have computer adjust it. And since we have him injured, we'll take a look at the training sessions that we have labeled. I think in the middle of this an afternoon session we can do some injury rehab, and that'll be just catered towards him, but also the team as a whole. And we'll add another one right here. You don't have to go crazy and do injury rehabbing throughout all of it, and I believe it only said it was like a 1 to 2 week injury rehab, so we may not even get to this second one, but we'll see. So since we're already simmed ahead, okay, I still have that scheduled. So 12/21, let's go. And just like that, he's back. Interesting. So I'll have the computer do that, and we'll go ahead and take those injury rehabs out. There's no need for them anymore. So team fatigue's at a 75%, team fitness is at a 93, but that's because we're just getting done with this game. So the fatigue will always be up right after a game. So teams 10 and 15, our chemistry is still high. Fan interest 86%. We're not doing great, but we're not doing absolutely horrible. We're 13 and 15, almost breaking even. Let's get into the training sessions again. So I believe we are just finished 21 there, so we're right here. Team fatigue's at a 56%. We'll keep the body work going, and we'll do an individual medium. Body work, we'll do team system medium. Then some body work, and we'll do scrimmage medium. Saturday, do body work. We'll have them study film. It's a weekend. Not do anything too intense. And then finally here, more body work in the morning, and we'll do individual medium. Now we have a back-to-back right before a back-to-back. So this first day we'll hit the morning really hard. We'll do individual heavy. Evening we'll go team system heavy. But here we'll do body work. And then we'll switch this to some study film. So next date is 1/4. So he's day to day. I'll just leave the rotation as is. See, already fully healed. Then he's hurt again, but it's still day to day, so I'll leave it as he. Yep, healed. Sure. Vassal is the one that keeps getting hurt, so next time the simulation stops, I might put up his load management. Oh, so now he's hurt. So let's go ahead and just do that. Obviously, he's injury prone. We're going to go to individual training. I'm going to find Vassal. Oh, is that Jeremy Sochin? Oh, my bad. Jeremy Sochin, and let's put his load management high. And we'll add in a couple of injury rehabs here and there. So we'll put an injury rehab in here. And let's go ahead, since we're already on the screen, fill out the rest. Give them the day off on Sunday since it's after a back-to-back. Let's get body work in here. Individual low. Team fatigue's at 50, so we'll take it easy just for a second. Then on this day, we'll go do conditioning heavy in the morning. Do injury rehab afternoon, and then the evening we'll do a light scrimmage. And then right before the back-to-back, we'll do body work, film set. Yeah. And Sunday, body work, and then we'll do a light scrimmage again. Just because it's Sunday, we'll take it easy. During the week, body, let's do team system medium, body, individual medium. Saturday we'll go body, scrimmage medium. So our next sim date is 1/18. Oh, clicked regular season. There we go. No thank you. Teams at 14 and 19. I mean, we didn't expect the Spurs to be doing great. Like I said, they're one of the younger teams. What we're doing this for is to see. Okay, so he's back. So any type of training schedules that I had with injury rehab, we no longer need. Which I think I only scheduled one anyways. Alright. So we're gonna be simming there, but we already have these ones open, so while we're here, let's go ahead and switch it over. We have a 3-day stretch here. So we'll do conditioning heavy. We'll do a strength heavy. Morning, let's do a scrimmage heavy, because I want them getting better. And we'll do a system heavy. And then on this last day, we'll just do some body work. And we'll study some film. And after that, some body work. And we'll take it light individual. So our next sim date is 1/25. (16-21) record, power ranked 18th. We're 11th in the conference. So like I said, kind of what I expected. This thing's kind of taking a second to simulate, isn't it? Oh, thank you. Okay, a little bit of a winning streak here. 21-21. No, thank you. No, thank you. Let's see if we can get that Pacers one more. Look at that. So what's that win streak that we're on here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak. It's impressive. Alright, let's get to the training schedule once again. We're starting off at right here, 26. We have a 3-day stretch coming up. We'll give them Sunday off, go to church. But Monday, we're going to come in, we're going to hit individual heavy, and then we'll hit scrimmage heavy. Tuesday, let's hit team system medium in the morning and then do body work in the afternoon. So here we'll get back to our regular schedule, body work, where it's right before back-to-back, so we'll study film. We'll give Sunday off. And then back to it again with this one. Go individual medium. And here it's right before a back-to-back, so we'll do body work, study film. Because here's the thing, you could throw in training sessions and you could be fine before these back-to-backs, but whenever a player's injured, they're not progressing, and so you really just want to make sure that you're not pushing your players too hard. So 208 is the next date we are simming to. Let's see if we can keep this win streak alive. Facing the Clippers and then the Bucks. We're probably going to take an L to the Bucks. Ooh, and the Clippers. Oh, we beat the Bucks. Conference ranked 9th right now, so we're still not making the playoffs. All-Star breaks coming up. Trade deadline and contract extensions are coming up, which I'm not going to focus on. This is just for this season. I just want to see how they progress towards the end of it. Looks like Trey Jones got hurt, so we'll have the computer adjust, and we'll go to the trainings. We'll throw in at least one injury rehab. If I have any stretches here, we have a stretch coming up of 3 days in a row. So in this stretch, first day, Thursday. Oh, we have a long stretch. I guess because it's All-Star weekend. That's right. So in the morning, we'll do an individual medium, team system medium. Friday, we'll do scrimmage medium, team system medium. Saturday, we'll do individual medium, team system medium. We're going to really hammer home the team system. And then we'll give them Sunday off. Monday, we'll do light conditioning and individual for the entire week, individual medium. So light conditioning, individual medium, light conditioning, individual medium. Well, this is right before a back-to-back, so actually we'll change that around. We'll do body work in the morning and then study film afternoon. And then Saturday, no session. So we're simming to 222 now. No thank you. I'm sure some of these trades they've sent me could have helped my team one way or another, but like I said, I'm not interested. We're not doing... The purposes of this video is not to actually build the team long term. It's just to see how the training goes. Looks like he's fully healed, so we'll have the computer adjust the rotation. This is just to see how the training goes and how the player development, develops at the end of the season. So where are we? I believe... Where are we at? Just finished that one. We have the game. So now we're right here. So let's go body work in the morning. Individual medium. Oh, we have a back-to-back. Never mind. Let's go study film. Then here, give him that day off. This is another back-to-back it looks like. So we'll go body work. And we'll do a light scrimmage. We don't have to study film every time. Just something where they don't get hurt. Monday we'll give them off. Wednesday we're back at it. Is this another? Okay, no. So we have 2 days in a row actually. So we're not going to do body work. We'll do heavy individual. And we'll do a medium scrimmage. And then here we'll do body work. Or actually, we'll start off with medium system and body work in the afternoon. And then Saturday, body work. And we'll do team system medium. So we're simming to 308 now. Nearing the end of the season here. Sprained toe, computer adjust. I'm not gonna add in an injury session for just a week. Now he's day to day. Leave rotation as it is. Contract extension. Do I want to care about that? Nah. He's fully healed. Have computer adjust. So right now we're 32 and 30, 10th in the conference. We're breaking even with our season, which I don't like being in that spot because that means you're not getting a great draft pick, but you're also not in the playoffs. But what can you do? So we have a back-to-back here. This is the day we're on, which that's fine. Give no session there, sure. Thursday, body work, and then individual medium. Oh, we have a back-to-back right there too, so do study film. Sunday we'll give them off. Tuesday. Now we'll do body work. And then individual medium. Oops. Medium. Here we'll do the same thing. They already should have the team system down, so we're just going to work on what they need to work on. I mean, it's really just working on their defensive attributes, but I want them to be able to work on what I want them to work on. So 3/22 is our next sim date. And once we get to this date, we'll go ahead and take a look at player development, see how it's coming along. We'll leave it as is. He'll be fine. Yep. Leave rotation. So let's take a look at the player development so far. So Chris Paul, someone like Chris Paul is not going to be developing too much. But as you can see, like Stephon Castle, he's getting up there. Everyone else is getting up there. I mean, the older you are, the less you'll be developing. But they're almost an entire attribute point up. Jeremy Sochan, as you can see, in January is when he got hurt, and so he had to go down an attribute, but we're building that back up, it looks like. And then Trey Jones recently got hurt. He was doing great, building up, and now he's losing it a little bit. So yeah. Maybe take a look at team development. Yeah. So I mean, we're progressively getting better in that. I mean, we've had our spikes, our ups and our downs. The winning streak is where you can see the spikes, where the red is. Because the red stands for free throw percentage, and that's what we're looking at, I guess. 3-point, mid-range. So it's field goal percentage, and it looks like maybe just the attribute itself is the yellow. So let's take a look at player mentorship and how that's coming along. Okay, so looks like he could get a spike in March, late March, to getting to that actual badge. We'll take a look, come back. Let's take a look in May and see if he actually has acquired those badges or not. And let's go back to our training schedule. So we're at 22. So starting right here, let's go body work, individual medium, and we'll do the same thing all week. Teague's at a 46%, which is solid. Team fitness is staying up there. Oh, this is right before a back-to-back, so we're gonna go, not body work, we'll study film. Nothing on Monday. Then right here, we're back schedule. This time around, we'll go scrimmaging more. So medium scrimmage. Body work. Medium scrimmage. Body work. Medium scrimmage. Alright, so 405 is our next one. It's fully healed. Pinch nerve in the back. We'll leave it as is, and I'm not gonna add anything. Leave that. It's fully healed. So he's hurt. So we have some people coming up hurt, so we are gonna get to that training session and start adding in some injury rehab. Some sessions this week. So this right before back to back, body work, study some film. Then we'll give them nothing on this day. And then the last day of the year. Body work's not really important if it's the last game. We'll go team system, individual. And let's simulate the rest and see where we end up. So it looks like we're not going to be making the playoffs. He's fully healed, which that's great. I mean, he just came back from that injury within 2 weeks because we've added those injury sessions. And so did Vassal. So that's great. No one's hurt by the end of the year. Victor Wembanyama wins Defensive Player of the Year. It looks like that's probably the only thing we're getting. Wembanyama's first team. Like I said, he's really the only person on this team that's any good, so first team all defense as well. Stephon Castle made first team all rookie, so that's cool. That's it. So we are in the playoff, or in the play-in, I mean, but we're just gonna simulate it, and we've been kicked out. So I'm gonna simulate the playoffs. It looks like this year Anthony Edwards is getting his first ring, and the Pacers are gonna be up there, huh? Oh, they haven't played yet. Pacers make it. That's cool. So they beat Atlanta in 4 games, then beat Miami, then beat Philly, while the Timberwolves swept Memphis, swept Denver, and then barely beat Dallas. And let's see who gets the championship. Game 1 goes to the Timberwolves. Game 2 goes to the Timberwolves. Game 3 goes to the Pacers. Game 4 goes to the Timberwolves. Pacers trying to make a comeback. And it doesn't matter. Minnesota wins. Anthony Edwards gets his first ring. Alright. So don't care about most of this. Don't even really care about the lottery. Thing I'm looking forward to is this player progression to just see how far they get. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna simulate through all this. The free agency, the NBA draft, these are all important things, obviously, but that's not for the purposes of this video. So we're gonna simulate all of it. Now player progression, moment of truth. So it looks like overwhelmingly everyone got better for the most part. Harrison Barnes took a step back. It looks like Chris Paul retired. But as you can see, Castle has 14 badges now. Sheesh. and I would like to assume that some of those came from Chris Paul's leadership, or his mentorship, I mean. Branham, let's see, where's Sissoko? So he has 2 badges now, set shot and pogo stick, which were, I believe, 2 of the ones that we had for Harrison Barnes mentoring him in. So you can see he got 2 of his badges out of his 3. But look at the progression. I mean, everyone got better. We can't take a look at the training, but Victor Wembanyama, we had overall getting better at everything, and it looks like he did just that. Everything got better for him, including the stamina there. Sochan, I remember we wanted him to work on his outside shooting. As you can see, up 3 in that attribute. I mean, he was offensive, I believe. Vassell was 2-way, so he got a little bit better shooting. Defensively, he got a whole lot better too, attributes across the board almost. Castle, like I said, I think we had Castle as offensive, getting better offensively. So, I mean, his layups are way up, shooting's way up. Dribbling ability up 8 points. Sheesh. Passing's way up. And I mean, even his defense went up. Maybe we had him as a 2-way. I kind of forget. But yeah, I mean, they developed very nicely. Look at this team. You have 4 people in the lower 80s, and then Victor Wembanyama looks like the GOAT of the game right now. And then even some of the younger people look like they've progressed up pretty nicely. Sissoko went up to a 73. I mean, that's solid. That's someone you can have coming in off your bench and contributing. Well, there you have it. That's all I'm going to have for this video. That's just how I go about my training, setting the schedule, setting the mentorship, the individual trainings. It's all very important, and it'll add to your experience in developing your players. I highly suggest everyone does it. If you like this video, please give me a like. Please comment what you thought of the video if it helped. I love to hear that it helped. And please, please, please give me a subscription on my YouTube channel. It goes a long way. I'm just off of my goal of reaching 500 subs. And then after that, the next goal will be 1,000 subs. So I have hefty goals for this YouTube channel. I'm going to continue pumping out content. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great day.